A cinematic journey through the lavender fields of Provence, where purple waves stretch across the land. From the charm of gorges and Roussillon to bustling markets and Roman ruins in Ars, Provence is where art, history, and nature blend into pure poetry. Imagine standing on a hilltop, the warm Mediterranean sun kissing your skin, and before you stretches an endless sea of purple. The air itself seems alive, filled with the intoxicating perfume of lavender carried by a gentle breeze. This is Provence, the beating heart of the south of France, where time slows down and every scene feels like a living painting. Here, nature and history blend together so seamlessly that it feels almost unreal, as if you've stepped into a dream. Provence is not just a place, it's an experience. The lavender fields of Valençol and Sceaux are its crown jewels, blooming in full glory every summer. Wave after wave of violet stretches across rolling hills, glowing under the golden rays of sunset. Farmers tend to their fields with traditions passed down for generations, while travelers wander through these landscapes, spellbound by their beauty. The hum of bees, the soft crunch of earth beneath your feet, the scent so strong you can almost taste it. This is Provence's most magical season, and it's unforgettable. But the wonder of Provence is not limited to its fields. Perched dramatically on cliffs, the medieval village of Gourdes rises like a vision from the past. Its golden stone houses, stacked in harmonious layers, overlook valleys that change colors with the seasons. As you wander its cobblestone alleys, every turn reveals breathtaking views. And then there's Roussillon, painted in shades of red and orange, where ochre cliffs and earth-toned houses give the village an otherworldly glow. These towns are not just places to see, they are places to feel, to breathe, and to lose yourself in. Life in Provence is lived slowly, joyfully, and with deep appreciation for simple pleasures. The bustling markets of Arles, Aix-en-Provence, and L'Isle-sur-la-Sorgue are living proof. Stalls overflow with fresh cheeses, olives glistening in the sun, golden loaves of bread, and bottles of wine crafted from the nearby vineyards. Each vendor tells a story, each flavor carries history. It is here that you taste the essence of Provence, not just with your tongue, but with your heart. Arles, in particular, feels like walking through centuries. Once a thriving Roman city, it still boasts amphitheaters and arenas where gladiators once fought. Today, those same arenas host festivals and concerts, merging the ancient with the modern. But Arles also holds an artistic soul. It was here that Vincent van Gogh painted some of his most famous works, inspired by the light and colors of Provence. When you see the landscapes, he painted the cypress trees, the sunflower fields, the swirling skies. You understand why this land fueled his genius. Then there's the countryside, where vineyards stretch endlessly, producing some of the world's most cherished wines. In the heart of Provence, winemaking is more than industry, it is heritage. Families have cultivated grapes here for centuries, and each bottle tells a story of soil, sun, and tradition. Imagine sipping a glass of chilled rosé on a terrace as the day fades into evening, the sky painted in pastel hues. That moment is pure Provence. Beyond its villages and vineyards, Provence is also alive with festivals that fill the air with music, laughter, and color. In Avignon, the famous theater festival turns the entire city into a stage. In small towns, harvest celebrations honor age-old traditions, while lavender festivals celebrate the bloom with parades, dances, and feasts. Life here is always connected to nature, to history, and to the joy of being together. And when the sun sets, Provence reveals yet another side of its beauty. The stone villages glow in soft golden light. The lavender fields fade into indigo shadows, and the cicadas sing their endless song. Night in Provence feels timeless, like a moment suspended between the past and the present, reminding you that this land has been cherished for thousands of years and will continue to enchant for centuries to come. Provence is more than a destination, it is a state of mind. It is peace and poetry woven into the land itself. It whispers to you to slow down, to breathe deeply, to savor every moment. Whether you are walking among lavender, sipping wine beneath ancient olive trees, exploring medieval villages, or tracing the footsteps of artists and emperors, Provence stays with you. It becomes part of you. And as you leave, the scent of lavender lingers in your memory, a reminder that the south of France is not just a place you visit, it is a wonder you carry with you forever. Dive into the dazzling Côte d'Azur Nice, Cannes, Saint-Tropez, and Monaco. Golden beaches, luxury yachts, vibrant promenades, and artistic soul, a blend of cinematic landscapes and the glamorous lifestyle that has drawn the world's elite for decades. Picture yourself standing on a golden shoreline as waves of the Mediterranean sparkle like liquid diamonds under the blazing Sunday. Behind you, palm-lined boulevards hum with life, luxury cars roll past elegant cafes, and the air carries a blend of sea salt and expensive perfume. This is the French Riviera, known locally as the Côte d'Azur, a place where glamour, beauty, and the eternal rhythm of the sea create an atmosphere unlike anywhere else on Earth. From Saint-Tropez to Monaco, from Cannes to Nice, the French Riviera is not just a destination, it's a dream made real. The allure of the Riviera begins with its coastline, where beaches stretch endlessly along azure waters. In Nice, the Promenade des Anglais curves gracefully by the sea, inviting visitors to stroll at sunrise or sunset, when the horizon is painted with soft pinks and golds. Pebble beaches give way to turquoise waves, and the Mediterranean breeze fills your lungs with freshness. Every step here feels cinematic, as though you're walking through a scene from a timeless film. Move further along the coast, and you arrive in glamorous Cannes. Known worldwide for its film festival, Cannes is more than just a red carpet, it's a city of elegance. Luxury yachts dot the harbor, high-end boutiques line the streets, and the old town of Le Suquet offers narrow winding lanes that tell stories of centuries past. Yet, despite its glitz, Cannes also reveals moments of intimacy. Fishermen repairing nets, families laughing over fresh seafood, the quiet lapping of waves against the shore. Saint-Tropez, once a humble fishing village, has become a playground for the rich and famous. But beneath its reputation for nightclubs and luxury, the charm of Saint-Tropez still shines in its pastel-colored houses, cobblestone streets, and bustling open-air markets. Stroll through Place des Lys, where locals play pétanque beneath plane trees, or wander the harbor as traditional wooden fishing boats rest beside billion-dollar yachts. This duality, simple authenticity and glittering extravagance, makes Saint-Tropez unforgettable. And then there is Monaco, the tiny principality with a giant reputation. Perched dramatically on cliffs overlooking the sea, Monaco dazzles with opulence. The Monte Carlo casino glitters with chandeliers and history, while the streets roar to life each year during the Formula One Grand Prix. Yet beyond the glamour lies a stunning natural beauty. Botanical gardens cascading down hillsides, panoramic views from the Rock of Monaco, and the gentle sound of waves below. In Monaco, luxury and nature coexist in perfect harmony. But the Riviera is not only about wealth and spectacle. In the village of Aze, perched high above the sea, time feels suspended. Narrow stone pathways climb through arches and stairways, leading to a hilltop garden where succulents and flowers bloom against the endless blue horizon. Standing there, gazing across the Mediterranean, you understand why artists, writers, and dreamers have always been drawn to the Côte d'Azur. Equally enchanting is the village of Menton, often called the Pearl of France. Located near the Italian border, Menton glows with pastel buildings and is famous for its gardens and citrus orchards. The scent of lemon trees fills the air, and the pace of life slows to a gentle rhythm, as though the sea itself dictates the tempo. It's a place of peace, beauty, and sunlight, softer yet just as magical as its glamorous neighbors. The French Riviera has also been a muse for countless artists. Henri Matisse and Marc Chagall found inspiration in its radiant light, capturing its colors on canvas in ways that still enchant the world. That light, the unique golden clarity of the Côte d'Azur, is perhaps the Riviera's most powerful magic. It bathes everything it touches in brilliance, The white sails of boats, the stone facades of old towns, the faces of those who come here seeking joy. Life here flows with a rhythm of indulgence and ease. Breakfasts on shaded terraces with croissants and coffee, afternoons lounging by the water, evenings filled with laughter, music, and wine. Whether it's a Michelin-starred restaurant or a humble seaside cafe serving grilled fish, every meal feels like a celebration of life. And when night falls, the Riviera transforms again. The lights of Monte Carlo shimmer on the water. Cannes glows with late-night parties, and the stars shine above quiet villages. There is a feeling here that time is irrelevant, that life is meant to be savored, not rushed. The French Riviera is not simply a place to visit, it's a lifestyle, a vision of beauty, and a wonder of the south of France. It embodies both extravagance and authenticity, both glitter and tradition. For some, it is luxury. For others, it is tranquility. But for all who walk its shores, it leaves behind a memory that shines as brightly as the Mediterranean sun itself. It feels as though knights in armor might appear at any corner, or a medieval market could spring to life in the town square. This immersion is what makes Carcassonne so captivating. It's not just a monument, it's a living, breathing fragment of the past. The heart of the city is the Chateau Comteau, the Count's castle. Here, thick stone walls rise around inner courtyards, and ramparts offer panoramic views across the surrounding countryside. From these walls, you see vineyards, the rolling hills of Languedoc, and the modern town of Carcassonne below. The contrast between the ancient fortress and the contemporary world beyond is striking, reminding you of how enduring this citadel has been through ages of change. But perhaps the most enchanting part of Carcassonne is the Basilica of Saints Nazarius and Celsus. Its stained glass windows glow with vibrant colors, filling the stone interior with a soft, ethereal light. As sunlight streams through, you can almost feel the whispers of monks chanting prayers centuries ago. The combination of Gothic elegance and Romanesque solidity gives the basilica an otherworldly beauty, a spiritual center that has survived wars, sieges, and revolutions. Carcassonne's story is deeply tied to conflict. During the Middle Ages, it was a stronghold in the battles between Catholics and Cathars, and later, it played a vital role as a fortress on the frontier between France and Aragon. Its double-wall system was a marvel of military engineering, making it nearly impossible to conquer. These defenses protected not only the city but also the rich culture and trade routes of southern France. Standing on the ramparts today, gazing out over the land it once protected, you can feel the power it once commanded. Yet Carcassonne is not only about war and defense, it is also a city of legends. Stories tell of Lady Carcass, the widow of a Saracen chief, who cleverly saved the city during a siege by tricking her enemies into believing Carcassonne still had abundant food supplies. Whether myth or truth, her tale lives on, adding to the air of mystery and charm that clings to the fortress. As evening falls, Carcassonne transforms into something even more magical. Golden lights illuminate the towers and walls, and the fortress glows against the night sky. The silhouette of the battlements creates an atmosphere so enchanting that it feels unreal, as though the city itself is alive, telling you stories across time. At night, wandering through its quiet streets, you can almost hear the echo of horses' hooves, the clang of swords, the murmur of voices long gone. Food and culture are also integral to the Carcassonne experience. Local restaurants serve hearty dishes like cassoulet, a slow-cooked stew of beans, duck, and sausage, which originated in the region. Sharing a meal inside this medieval city, sipping Languedoc wine, is like connecting with centuries of tradition passed down through generations. It's a sensory journey that deepens the immersion into this extraordinary place. Carcassonne is not just a relic of the past, it's a symbol of resilience, of the way history and modern life can intertwine. UNESCO recognized this when it declared Carcassonne a World Heritage Site, preserving its authenticity for future generations. Travelers from all over the world come not only to admire its fortifications, but to experience the living atmosphere of a medieval wonder that still thrives today. The south of France has many treasures, but few are as iconic and surreal as Carcassonne. It is a place where fantasy meets reality, where history breathes in every corner, and where the walls of stone whisper stories to those willing to listen. Standing there, surrounded by towers and battlements, you don't just see history, you live it. Step into a fairy tale inside the fortified walls of Carcassonne. Towers, ramparts, and cobblestone alleys tell tales of knights, crusaders, and medieval grandeur. A UNESCO World Heritage Site that embodies France's medieval soul. There are places in the world that seem painted by nature itself. Landscapes so perfect they feel like living works of art. Provence is one of them. Imagine standing in the middle of a vast lavender field, the purple blossoms stretching endlessly toward the horizon. The air is filled with a sweet, calming fragrance, and the hum of bees floats gently on the summer breeze. It's a scene that feels timeless, a postcard come to life. But Provence is much more than its lavender. It's a region where nature, history, and culture intertwine, creating a wonderland that embodies the very soul of the south of France. Provence is a tapestry of contrasts. Rolling hills meet rugged mountains, medieval villages cling to rocky outcrops, and ancient Roman ruins stand beside bustling markets alive with color and sound. Each corner tells a different story, yet all are united by the golden Provençal light that has inspired countless artists, writers, and dreamers. Painters like Van Gogh and Cézanne once stood in these very landscapes, capturing the brilliance of Provence on canvas. When you walk here, you understand why the colors seem more vivid, the air more alive, the world more beautiful. In the heart of Provence lies Gordes, a village that seems carved into the cliffs themselves. Its stone houses cascade down the hillside, glowing in soft, golden hues at sunset. Narrow, cobbled streets lead you to hidden squares, fountains, and terraces that look out over the Rhône Valley. Just a short drive away is Roussillon, a village famous for its ochre cliffs and earthy tones. The red and orange colors of the rock give the entire village a warm glow, especially in the late afternoon light. Together, Gordes and Roussillon represent the timeless charm of Provence, where every alley feels like a step back in time. The markets of Provence are a world unto themselves. Imagine strolling through stalls overflowing with ripe tomatoes, olives, cheeses, and freshly baked bread. The air is filled with the scent of herbs, thyme, rosemary, and lavender, and the voices of vendors calling out to passing shoppers. It's a celebration of the senses, where food is not just sustenance but a way of life. Sitting at a cafe, sipping a glass of rosé wine, you feel the pace of life slow down. This is the essence of Provence. Simple pleasures, deeply savored. But Provence is also a land of history. In awe, the Roman amphitheater still stands tall, a reminder of the days when gladiators fought before cheering crowds. Nearby, the ancient Roman aqueduct of Pont-du-Gard rises above the Garden River, a marvel of engineering that has stood for nearly 20 years. These monuments remind us that Provence was once a vital crossroads of the Roman Empire, a place where cultures and civilizations met and flourished. For those who love nature, Provence offers endless wonders. The Verdun Gorge, often called Europe's Grand Canyon, cuts a dramatic path through limestone cliffs, its turquoise river winding far below. Hiking trails lead you to breathtaking viewpoints, while kayakers paddle along the crystal waters beneath towering walls of stone. In contrast, the Camargue region is a land of wide, open marshes where wild white horses gallop, flamingos wade in pink salt lagoons, and cowboys known as guardians herd black bulls. This raw and untamed side of Provence reveals a different beauty, one that feels ancient, primal, and deeply connected to the land. Provence is also spiritual. In Senanque Abbey, monks still live and work amidst fields of lavender, their chants echoing through stone halls as they have for centuries. The site of the abbey, framed by purple fields, is one of the most iconic images of France. It is a place of peace, where silence speaks louder than words, and the connection between nature and the divine feels palpable. When night falls, the villages of Provence glow softly under the stars. Lanterns light the streets, and the sound of laughter drifts from local cafes. The cicadas sing their timeless song, a natural soundtrack to summer evenings. It's in these quiet moments that you feel the true magic of Provence, not just in its famous landmarks, but in its atmosphere, its rhythm of life, its embrace of beauty in every detail. Provence is more than a destination. It is a dream woven into reality. It's a place where you come not just to see, but to feel, to breathe deeply, to slow down, to reconnect with the simple joys of life. From its lavender fields and medieval villages to its Roman ruins and natural wonders, Provence captures the heart and soul in a way few places can. It is the south of France at its most poetic, its most timeless, and its most unforgettable. With its warm terracotta glow, Toulouse balances history and innovation. The capital square, Romanesque churches, vibrant markets, and aerospace marvels this city captures the charm of tradition meeting the future. Some cities leave a mark on you the moment you arrive, not because they shout with grandeur, but because they glow with a quiet, irresistible charm. Toulouse is one of those cities, known as La Ville Rose, or the Pink City. Toulouse owes its nickname to the warm terracotta bricks that color its buildings, bathing the entire city in shades of pink and orange. As the sun rises or sets, the whole town seems to glow, as if it were lit from within. This soft, welcoming atmosphere makes Toulouse one of the south of France's most enchanting treasures, a place where past and future walk hand in hand. Strolling through the heart of Toulouse, you are immediately drawn to the Capitole de Toulouse, the beating heart of the city. This majestic building, with its grand neoclassical facade, houses both the city hall and a theater. The square in front, Place du Capitole, buzzes with life. Cafes spill onto the pavements, street performers add music to the air, and locals gather in small groups, enjoying the rhythm of daily life. It is here that you feel the pulse of Toulouse, a city that is alive, vibrant, and deeply connected to its people. Toulouse is a city where history whispers from every corner. Walk along Rue de Tours, a street that leads to the Basilique Saint-Sernin, and you'll find yourself retracing centuries of footsteps. This basilica, one of the largest remaining Romanesque churches in Europe, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a major stop along the pilgrimage route of Santiago de Compostela. Its brick arches, grand bell tower, and spiritual aura invite you to pause, to reflect, and to connect with the countless souls who have passed through its doors. But Toulouse is not only about its churches or historic squares, it is also a city of art and culture. The Musée des Augustins, housed in a former convent, holds a rich collection of medieval and Renaissance art. Walking through its cloisters, you feel as though you've stepped back in time, surrounded by sculptures, paintings, and artifacts that reflect centuries of creativity. For something more modern, the city's street art adds bursts of color and energy to its alleys, blending seamlessly with its classical charm. Beyond its history and art, Toulouse is also known as the European capital of aerospace. The headquarters of Airbus sits here, and the city plays a central role in the future of aviation. The Cité de l'Espace, or City of Space, is an interactive museum dedicated to space exploration, where rockets, satellites, and simulators spark curiosity and wonder. This contrast between Romanesque churches and cutting-edge space technology is what makes Toulouse so unique. It's a city firmly rooted in its past, yet boldly reaching for the future. The Garonne River flows gently through Toulouse, and its banks are a favorite gathering place for both locals and visitors. As evening falls, the Pont Neuf, the city's oldest bridge, lights up in golden hues, reflecting beautifully on the water. People gather here for picnics, music, and conversation, and the air feels alive with warmth and connection. It is in these moments, sitting by the river as the city glows, that Toulouse reveals its true soul, a place of community, joy, and quiet beauty. No journey through Toulouse would be complete without experiencing its cuisine. The city is famous for cassoulet, a rich, slow-cooked dish of white beans, duck, and sausage. This hearty meal captures the essence of southern French cooking, simple, rustic, and deeply satisfying. Pair it with a glass of local wine, and you taste not just food, but centuries of culinary tradition passed down through families. The city's markets, especially Marché Victor Hugo, are a feast for the senses, filled with fresh produce, cheeses, meats, and the lively chatter of vendors. Yet, perhaps the most enchanting quality of Toulouse is its atmosphere. Unlike some cities that overwhelm with size or grandeur, Toulouse invites you to slow down, to savor its rhythm. Its pink brick streets, tree-lined squares, and riverside promenades encourage wandering without a destination, allowing you to discover hidden corners and quiet moments of beauty. It is a city of balance between history and innovation, spirituality and science, tradition and modernity. As night descends, the pink city transforms once again. The glow of lanterns and streetlights reflects off the warm facades, creating an almost magical aura. Music drifts from cafes, the hum of conversation fills the air, and the city feels alive, yet intimate. Toulouse is not just a place to visit, it is a place to experience, to feel, and to remember long after you've left. The south of France is known for its beauty, but Toulouse offers something deeper, a beauty not only of its landscapes and monuments, but of its spirit. It is a city that welcomes you with warmth, dazzles you with its history, inspires you with its innovation, and stays with you like the glow of its pink bricks under a golden Sunday. A cinematic sweep over the Dordogne Valley, dotted with chateaux, rivers, and prehistoric caves like Lascaux. Occitanie's countryside reveals rural France at its finest, timeless, authentic, and rich in history. There are landscapes that feel eternal, places where history, nature, and tradition are woven so tightly together that they seem untouched by time. The Dordogne and the wider Occitanie region offer exactly that. This is a part of the south of France, where fairy tale castles rise above winding rivers, prehistoric caves hold the first sparks of human imagination, and rolling green hills cradle villages that feel like they've stood unchanged for centuries. If the French Riviera is about glamour and Provence about poetry, then the Dordogne and Occitanie are about timelessness, an unbroken thread linking the distant past to the present. The Dordogne River itself is a natural wonder, flowing gently through valleys dotted with vineyards and forests. It has been the lifeblood of this region for thousands of years. Standing on its banks, you might see a canoe drifting past limestone cliffs, or swans gliding silently across the water. Above, perched high on rocky outcrops, medieval castles keep silent watch over the land, their towers piercing the sky. This dramatic landscape feels like a painting, each element in perfect harmony with the others. Among the many fortresses, Château de Baynac stands as one of the most imposing. Its stone walls and battlements seem to grow directly out of the cliffside, commanding views of the river and countryside below. Once the stronghold of Richard the Lionheart, Baynac's history is steeped in wars and legends. Nearby, Château de Castelnau, with its collection of medieval weapons, brings to life the fierce battles that once shaped this land. Walking through their halls, you can almost hear the clash of swords and the echo of footsteps from centuries past. But the Dordogne is not only about castles, it is also a cradle of humanity itself. In the caves of Lascaux, early humans painted vivid scenes of animals, bison, horses, and deer that still inspire awe today. These paintings, over 1700 years old, are windows into the minds and spirits of our ancestors, their creativity etched in stone. The replicas at Lascaux 4 allow visitors to experience this prehistoric art without damaging the fragile originals, offering a journey back to the very dawn of human expression. Standing inside these caves, you feel connected not only to history, but to the very origins of imagination. The villages of the Dordogne are among the most beautiful in all of France. Sarlat-la-Canada, with its golden stone buildings and medieval streets, seems untouched by time. Its Saturday market bursts with life, offering foie gras, truffles, walnuts, and other local delicacies. Dom, perched high above the valley, rewards visitors with panoramic views that stretch endlessly across the rolling hills. Each village has its own charm, but together they form a tapestry of rural beauty that captures the heart. Occitanie, a larger region that includes the Dordogne, adds even more richness to this story. The rolling countryside is dotted with Roman ruins, ancient abbeys, and vineyards producing some of France's most underrated wines. This is a land where tradition runs deep, where the Occitan language and culture are still celebrated, echoing centuries of identity and pride. Whether it's in a folk festival, a traditional dish, or the music of a local band, the spirit of Occitanie feels alive, resilient, and deeply rooted in the land. Nature, too, plays its role in shaping the magic of this region. The Gouffre de Padirac, a massive underground cave system, takes you on a boat ride along an underground river, revealing towering stalactites and shimmering rock formations. The Lot and Tarn gorges cut deep into the earth, creating dramatic cliffs and winding paths that thrill hikers and climbers alike. These natural wonders remind you that this land's beauty lies not only above ground but also beneath the surface. Life in the Dordogne and Occitanie moves at a different pace. It is unhurried, connected to the seasons and the soil. Farmers' markets bring communities together, while long meals shared over wine and cheese stretch late into the evening. It's a rhythm that feels far removed from the rush of modern life, a reminder of the simple joys of living close to nature and tradition. As the sun sets, the valleys glow in golden light, castles cast long shadows over the river, and the villages begin to twinkle under lanterns and stars. The sound of cicadas fills the air, and the world slows down to a whisper. In these moments, the Dordogne and Occitanie feel eternal, unchanged, unchanging, and unforgettable. The south of France is filled with wonders, but here in the Dordogne and Occitanie, you find something rare, not just beauty to admire, but a deep, living connection to the stories of humanity itself. From prehistoric caves to medieval fortresses, from timeless villages to unspoiled landscapes, this is where history breathes, where tradition thrives, and where the magic of the past still touches the present. End the journey in Avignon, where the papal palace looms over cobbled streets, and the Rhône Valley unfolds with endless vineyards. A closing chapter that ties history, culture, and the flavors of French wine country together in a grand finale. Some cities wear their history proudly, etched into every stone, every archway, every bridge. Avignon is one of those cities. Known as the City of Popes, Avignon stands as a living reminder of when, for nearly a century, the papacy moved away from Rome and set its seat here in the south of France. The result is a city where religion, politics, and art collided, leaving behind treasures that continue to astonish the world. And surrounding it all lies the Rhône Valley, a land of vineyards, sunshine, and riverbanks where life flows as richly as the wine that comes from its soil. As you arrive in Avignon, the first sight to command your attention is the Palais des Papes, or Palace of the Popes. This fortress-like palace is one of the largest and most important Gothic buildings in all of Europe. Walking through its grand halls, vast chapels, and towering chambers, you cannot help but imagine the incredible power once wielded from within these walls. From 1309 to 1377, Avignon was the very center of the Catholic world, and even today, the weight of history is almost tangible here. Outside, the city's skyline is dominated by its medieval walls, still intact and stretching for nearly 5 kilometers. Beyond them lies the famous Pont Saint-Benazet, better known as the Bridge of Avignon. Once spanning the mighty Rhône River, it now ends abruptly halfway, its arches broken but still iconic. Legends swirl around this bridge, from miracles to songs, and as you stand there looking out across the water, you can feel the centuries of stories it has witnessed. But Avignon is not a city frozen in time. It's alive, with culture and art. Every July, it becomes the stage for the Festival d'Avignon, one of the world's greatest performing arts festivals. Streets come alive with actors, musicians, and artists, transforming the city into a celebration of creativity. Cafes overflow, squares buzz with energy, and the air feels electric with possibility. This merging of history and modern life makes Avignon unique, an ancient city that still pulses with contemporary spirit. Beyond the city walls, the Rhône Valley stretches out like a vast, sunlit garden. Here, rows of vineyards roll across the hills, producing wines that have earned international fame. The jewel of this region is Châteauneuf-du-Pape, a name whispered with reverence by wine lovers. This village, crowned by the ruins of a papal castle, has been producing bold red wine since the time of the popes themselves. Walking through the vineyards, where the soil is covered with smooth, sun-warmed stones that give the grapes their distinctive character, you realize that wine here is more than a drink, it's history in a bottle. The Rhône River itself adds to the beauty and vitality of this region. Flowing powerfully through the valley, it has shaped the land and nourished its people for centuries. Standing on its banks, you can watch boats glide past, carrying goods as they have since Roman times. The river connects the region's towns and vineyards, linking past to present in an endless current of life. Avignon is also a gateway to discovery. A short drive away lies the Pont de Garde, an ancient Roman aqueduct that is one of the engineering marvels of the ancient world. Its massive arches soar across the Gardon River, still standing after nearly 2,000 years, a testament to the genius of Roman architecture. Nearby villages like Uzès, with its charming streets and lively markets, offer glimpses of everyday French life in a timeless setting. Food here is a celebration of the land. Menus are filled with Provençal flavors, ratatouille made from sun, ripened vegetables, lamb roasted with herbs from the hills, and olives pressed into golden oil. And of course, every meal pairs effortlessly with local wines. Dining outdoors in the warm evening air, surrounded by laughter, candlelight, and the scent of lavender, feels like the very essence of the south of France. As night falls, Avignon transforms. The illuminated walls of the Palais des Papes glow against the dark sky. The bridge reflects in the shimmering Rhône, and the streets take on a dreamlike quality. Walking through the city at night feels like slipping into another time, when kings, popes, and pilgrims once filled these same paths. Avignon and the Rhône Valley are more than just destinations. They are experiences that bring together the best of the south of France. History carved in stone, culture alive in the present, vineyards stretching into the horizon, and a river that binds it all together. This is a place where you don't just see beauty, you live it, taste it, and feel it in every moment. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed exploring Prague as much as I enjoyed guiding you through it. If you found this travel guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful destinations from around the world. Got a favorite spot in Prague? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, safe travels, and see you in the next video.